So the first time that we started to really think about this big collaborative challenge was within this first project that I worked on at CCD, which is the Trash to Cash project. And the idea behind the Trash to Cash project is that we try to bring together into one research consortium all of the different partners or stakeholders and disciplines which would be needed to get the material right from when it's first formed in the lab through through the generation, through the creation of fibres, through the spinning, the creation of the textile, then the garment design, through the marketing and the use phases. How do we then sort those textiles, collect them, and make them possible to go back into new materials? So really trying to incorporate within the research all of these different perspectives. And that presents a particular challenge, which is where my research sort of focuses. And then in the more recent project that we've been working on, which is here, where that really expanded even further to looking at who are all the stakeholders outside of the research consortium, all of the different businesses and SMEs who can take up some of these collaborative challenges and really start to work together. And why collaboration is really important for circularity is that we can't anymore rely on these linear relationships. We need to create new relationships with new partners, and that can be really diverse. That can be a recycler. It might be going down to your local textile collection and working out what are the materials, the textiles which they're having real problem with, to understand what you can do differently within the brand, within the design team, within the marketing. It's also about talking to consumers about what their understanding of the garments that they wear and how they can pass them on with consideration so that they can be reused and repaired. It might be also collaborating or talking to charities. One particular example that really kind of made me very aware of the problem of fleece was by talking to Oxfam, and they highlighted that fleece onesies that children sort of like live in when they're sort of young are actually really, really problematic for recycling. They don't have a resale value. No one wants them basically once they've been used and thrown away. They always have a zip, which is difficult to take out. The fabric itself is really difficult to pull apart, and it has this microfiber shedding problem. So that's like a particular garment that they said, look, we really don't want these. Can we do something to sort of like find a solution, a way around this, or how to reuse them in a responsible manner? So by having these conversations and starting to collaborate with people that you may not have even thought of talking to before, then you can start to kind of rethink how these relationships and these interconnections in the circular supply chain can happen, and what you personally and within the organisation that you work within can start to have these different relationships that are not necessarily just transactional but also collaborative, and you can kind of work together to work out how to move forward towards circularity together.